Welcome into another video in my series where we're going through and testing all the weapons inside of MW3 to see how viable these weapons are for us to use inside of our Zombies game mode. This is going to include the aftermarket parts, the aftermarket conversion kits, as well as the MW2 weapons. So if you're new around here and you'd like to see how weapons perform inside of Call of Duty Zombies, boy are you in the right spot. Make sure you are subscribed with those bell notifications turned on so you're not going to miss out any future uploads from myself. As well, down below in the description you will find the link for my streams. I stream on Mondays and Thursdays, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Twitch, and I stream everything from MW3 Zombies all the way through to custom zombie maps and generally have a blast over there and would hope to see you all come and hang out. Which means today there's going to be a stream, so maybe some of you will come on by. Now in today's video, before we dive into anything, I wanted to extend Broccoli and some numbers just one more day to get in touch with me, as you are the latest winner on the Black Ops 6 Vault Edition giveaways. This one was for when the channel reached 5,000 subscribers. So make sure, Broccoli, you get into the Zhorde community Discord that is now well over 650 members, full of players willing to help out other players. The link for that Zhorde community Discord you can find down below in the description. Now to let you know, the Vault Editions for Black Ops 6 are not stopping at 5,000 subscribers. The next giveaway on the channel happens when we hit 7,000 subscribers. As a massive thank you to each and every one of you for all the absolute unbelievable support on the channel. Now today was one of the videos I've been really nervous about putting together, but I figured, you know what, with MW3 Zombies coming to an end, I think it was time. Somebody also mentioned that they'd like to see me run the Dark Aether's The Elder solo so that they can see how to complete them. So in today's video, we're going to be using my favorite weapon, the MW2 crossbow. We're going to be jumping in, getting our gear needed, and then we're going to dive in and I'm going to take you through a solo Elder Season 1 Dark Aether. So without further ado, let's dive into the Dark Aether and see how we do today. Welcome into today's video. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. I truly do appreciate that. And boy, I am super excited to bring you guys this one today. So as usual, when we spawn in, we put on everything. Normally for perks and such as we do weapon testing videos. However, today is something I was super excited to be able to do, as someone had requested for me to run one of the Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, any of the Dark Aethers in Elder as a solo player to see how I go ahead and complete that. So today's video, I got to bring in all of my goodies. So we got golden armor plates, we got grenade bandolier, we got an ether blade, I believe I have dead wire detonators too. I can't remember if I equipped those. I think I forgot. But nonetheless, so this one was more of a video where I'm going to be gearing up to get ready to go into the Season 1 Dark Aether. And I'm going to be going in there in an Elder. Now, when I spawned in, I did a few contracts, you know, running around Tier 2 just to grab enough cash so that I could drop into Tier 3 and grab the majority of my perks before I pushed into Tier 3 to complete a bunch of contracts and collect some cash, some essence, and hopefully some decent rewards in the reward rifts so that I could be ready to take on the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether. Now, as we progress through, I did notice that I got one of the triangles here inside of Tier 3, which was awesome. So I went and completed this and was hoping to get some decent loot out of this triangle in order to, again, get some gear and some good stuff to get prepped for the Elder Dark Aether. So as we, you know, go through and complete the ritual here inside of Tier 3 to grab some gear and some other contracts, bounty contracts inside of Tier 3, you'll be able to see why I love this crossbow. It is just so strong in just about every situation. I really don't think I brought dead wire detonators today. So if you run dead wire detonators on this, it's going to be even better. So, you know, this was definitely an opportunity. You guys can see why this is one of my favorite weapons to be using. As well, with, you know, MWZ coming to a close with Black Ops 6 now 11 days away as of this video today, I am so through the roof excited and can't wait to dive into Black Ops 6. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to get into those zombies and play. Literally so pumped for that. So some decent loot. We got a PAP 2 crystal out of there, which I was going to keep. Now I still have my VR11 in my bag and a PAP2 crystal I brought in to go ahead and make sure that, you know, I was able to get Pack-a-Punch that I needed on the VR11 for this run. Here we are picking up another contract inside of Tier 3 just to make sure that I get enough loot, you know, and essence to be able to purchase all of the gear that I need to be able to complete the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether. So we were just picking up, you know, whatever contracts that I could grab inside of Tier 3 in an effort to just grab some essence that I needed to grab the loot for going into the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether. Now, I picked the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether, and, you know, to be completely honest with you all, I was a little nervous recording this. I had tried the Season 1 Elder as a solo player, I think once before. I didn't have a VR11, so I wasn't able to complete the escort contract. So this is kind of my very first attempt at going into the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether as a solo player with full intentions of trying to complete all 3 contracts inside of that Elder. So I was, you know, I'm not gonna lie, a little nervous doing this run today, but I did love, like, I have tons of confidence using the MW2 crossbow. I'm definitely not concerned about getting into any sticky situations with the crossbow. I'm not worried about being able to dish out enough damage to my bounty contracts or literally anything inside of Tier 3. As you can see, we are just evaporating bounty contracts inside of Tier 3 with this crossbow, having absolutely no issues at all whatsoever. As well, if you're wondering, make sure you stick through the whole video. I do have my MW2 crossbow build that I use every single time I run this weapon. And, you know, the big thing that you want to know is make sure you have the blast cap bolts on your MW2 crossbow, as well as PhD flopper. Otherwise, that's going to be a very explosive experience for you. And, you know, we managed to have some of the contracts just self-complete themselves. Not gonna complain as I'm trying to grab some loot. We got another self-revive out of that, which is definitely something I wanted to see. I didn't pick it up in the footage there, but I did go back into the reward rift and pick it up. Then it was to get the VR11 to Pack-a-Punch level 3. Then it was to stop off at the buy station inside of Tier 3 and pick up the last supplies that I needed to go in. So we got a whole bunch of self-revives, some Casimirs, a circuit turret board, and everything we need to, you know, hopefully be able to get through this Elder as a solo player. I honestly, at this point, like, as you can see, I was just standing here. My heart was pounding so fast. I was intensely nervous going into this Dark Aether to see how we could do. But having said that, again, I was really confident that I was going to be able to complete all 3 contracts inside of this Dark Aether. Because I had the crossbow with me at max damage output, the only thing I didn't put on here, as just I forgot, was dead wire detonators, which definitely would have helped a bunch more doing this. But I felt good. I've got my Aether Blade, I've got Grenade Bandolier, so when I go ahead and put on my Casimirs, I'm going to be able to regenerate more of them, so that is awesome. And while I'm using decoys, the Grenade Bandolier is going to keep replenishing the decoys for me, so I was feeling really confident going in to do this. And when I come into the Season 1, this is the route I choose to take. I do know some people prefer to go off and get the escort done first. I prefer to do that one, you know, not first. I like to do this one first, the Aether Extractor, and get it out of the way. It was definitely spicy in here off the rip. We've got 2 Mega Abominations chasing me right off the get-go, but I was not interested in any of them. I was kind of wanting to run through and make sure I knock out these contracts as quick as I possibly could. I took 1 shot into the Mimic right there, didn't take him out, but I threw out a Casimir and was able to finish off our first Aether Extractor right there without much of an issue at all. Now it's time to push forward to the second Aether Extractor inside of the Elder Dark Aether for Season 1. Now, I had used all of my decoys at that point, so I wanted to make sure that I equipped my Casimirs for this one. Or wait, no, I was watching my Grenade Bandolier and waiting for the recharge to come up on the decoys. I also got my Energy Mine ready, so I just dropped the Energy Mine to protect me while I hadn't completed this one, and I just about got it, except the Disciple managed to siphon enough health off of me to cause me a down right at the end when I completed that one. But again, no worries. We brought in a bunch of extra self-revives. I mean, that's what they're for. And right here is, again, this is why I love the crossbow. If you get stuck in a situation, you can just spam the crossbow, and when those bolts explode, you should be able to kind of just get through and get out of the way of everything that was coming at you. Now, I noticed my decoy there went over the edge, so I wasn't sure if this was going to actually work, like if the zombies were going to be able to go to it, but I did manage to finish that one and complete the first contract inside of the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether without much of a struggle. We took one down doing one of the Aether extractors, which is kind of fine. You kind of expect that type of thing to happen. We got a self-revive and a dog, which I called in, which was awesome. So I was happy to get the self-revive back that I just used. And then at this point, it was to head off and grab another contract. Now, I was hoping to do the, which one was it? The Outlast contract next, the PND. So I made my way over there. That is where you pick up your escort contract. But I figured, you know what? I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do the Outlast first. And then I was like, wait a minute. I am too far away from the Outlast. I'm not exactly 100% sure. So let me know if you have felt just like I did right there inside of the Season 1 Dark Aether. Stress levels are high. Like I said, this is my first solo attempt. I was very nervous coming in here. So you see some of that nervousness come through in the gameplay right there. So it was time to call on the escort. Now, if you come down here, you can see if there's a sentry or circuit turret there for you to use. I did not see one. We got a Mega Abomination on the roof. Like, what are you doing? So here, I was hoping there was going to be a circuit turret here to, you know, put down my circuit turret and take out the Mega Abomination that was in the area, but there was not. So at this point, I was setting in a little bit of panic. I wasn't exactly sure what I was going to be doing to deal with this Mega Abomination in the area. As you can see, as soon as I focused in fire, we got basically consumed by zombies. So I figured, you know what, let's get this show on the road. We are in an Elder. We do not have much time. We are triple packed on the VR11, so I know when I shoot this escort, it's going to be almost back to 100% health with one shot. So at this point now, my attention and kind of thought process here was like, okay, so we have the VR11, so my focus is going to be just making sure that our escort stays at, you know, as close to maximum health as we can. We're going to try and not spam the VR11 for shots so that I do not run out of ammunition, so that I'm able to use the VR11 for the entirety of this escort to keep the health at maximum. And here we are. You can see I'm getting a couple shots in just to make sure that we get it back up to full health. I was hoping to find that circuit turret right there, as I have a circuit turret board I brought in with me, but there was none there. So here we are equipping the Casimirs because I know I can use those, and the grenade bandolier is going to, you know, replenish the Casimirs over time. I think it's about 3.5 minutes per Casimir that it takes to recharge. So I figured at this point, if I run out, I should be able to have a Casimir recharge by the time I get to the final step. And I don't know what our Mega Abomination did right there, but he made me fly. He literally made me fly up off the escort onto the rock. I don't think I've ever experienced that before. That was definitely a first for me. Holy. Now, this Mega Abomination was hungry to chomp away at this ACV. I mean, it was feeling like hungry hippo over here getting chased down by this Mega Abomination. Again, making sure I keep the ACV at full health, trying to use the VR11 shots, you know, specifically for healing the ACV so that I'm not trying to waste some of the shots on taking out the Mega Abomination that's chasing me. As I felt at this point, it was a lot more important to, you know, keep the ACV at health than worry about taking out Mega Abominations. I did run out of ammo on the crossbow there, which isn't too much of a concern. You just kind of run towards where you killed a bunch of zombies, and you should have enough ammo there on the ground to be able to pick up and keep your crossbow going. And here we are again, focusing in, making sure we're keeping the escort at full health. And again, I stopped hoping to find one of those circuit turrets here at the second stop on the escort inside of the Dark Aether, but, you know, there was none. So it was time to move around. At this point right here, I was a little bit concerned that I might not be able to make it over to the escort because I could see it was taking a ton of damage, just an absolute boatload of damage. I have a ton of riffraff chasing me in behind. It completed right there, which actually saved me a bunch because it pushed back a bunch of the zombies that were chomping and causing damage to the ACV, giving me a chance to get in my VR11 shot to bring the health back up. Now here we are, focusing in fire. We finished off that Mega Abomination. Thank goodness. That one was causing me so many problems. Holy smokes. Then I was noticing that my ammo on the VR11 was getting very low. We've got 5 shots left in the VR11 to complete this. So I wanted to make sure I picked up some ammo for the VR11 by running over some of the zombies that I had killed and the ACV had ran over to get some ammo put back into the VR11. Also wanted to get some ammo back into my crossbow as we were running out of ammo. We're running low on the ammo, I would say, on the crossbow, and we're heading towards our final stop. So I was really hoping that as we got towards the final stop, there's going to be that one circuit turret that's going to be here at the final stop, which would definitely help with this Mega Abomination that is back chomping and lasering the ACV and causing me all kinds of grief while doing this. But alas, there was no circuit turrets on this run for me at all. So we got in a shot right there to make sure that we can keep the health up. And holy, like, where did all of those zombies come from? I just got completely swallowed by that horde and like insta down. That was absolutely crazy to see. I don't know where they all came from. That was absolutely bonkers. So many zombies right there. Bounced up here to kind of make our way down and try and get in one more shot onto the ACV so that we can complete it. I took another down right there, but I wasn't really concerned about that. I was more happy with the fact that I was able to get that shot in on the ACV so that we were able to complete the escort contract inside of the Season 1 Dark Aether Elder as a solo player. So I was feeling, pretty good right now at this run. The nerves just started to kind of drop down a little bit. I wasn't feeling so nervous about this run. Anxiety levels had kind of dropped a bit. However, they did rise right here as I was trying my very best to get into this reward rift, which number one was in a strange location. You had to look up for it. There was golden armor plates in there and a golden armor schematic, which I already had, but I did want to try and get those golden armor plates. But there was just so many manglers around. Like, I took another down right here. There's like 6 manglers in the area. So when they fired up their cannon, it was like goodbye plates and virtual insta down almost immediately. And then I figured, you know what? I know that these manglers and HVTs inside of the Dark Aether with this crossbow can be fairly easy work. So I figured, you know what? Let's just focus in fire on a few of the manglers and see if I can clear them out. But it just seemed like an endless amount of manglers coming at me. So at this point, I decided to completely bail on that reward rift and just give up and move on to the P&D contract so that I could finish, all 3 contracts inside of this Dark Aether for Season 1. Time's a bit of a crunch when you're in with the Elders. You've got 15 minutes to complete all 3 contracts and exfil out of the Dark Aether before the gas will consume you. So part of the reason why I wanted to push forward here to the P&D contract was I was really kind of panicking about time. And then you can see how nervous I was. I completely forgot to even activate the P&D contract and collect the bunny. So now I'm really kind of freaking out going, oh my goodness, I have got to get to the bunny contract here and get this activated as soon as I possibly can, because I was feeling a little bit concerned now. We're definitely running, a little low for time. I'm feeling the squeeze here, and in my panic, I kind of forgot where the bus was to pick up the bunny. So thank goodness I heard the audio cue of the bunny down here, dropped down, picked that up. Now, if you don't have a Scorcher to get up into the Outlast contract, you can just take this route right here, up this zip line, and they'll take you right into the Outlast contract. And that's exactly what we did. We just ran in here, used the Aether Blade to clear out some of the riffraff so I had time to activate the P&D. And then when I come in here and do the Outlast contract solo, typically what I'm going to do is hang out in one of these sides so that I have everything inside of this Outlast contract coming at me from only 2 directions, in front of me or behind me, which allows me to utilize the energy mine a ton doing this Outlast contract. And of course the Aether Blade helps as well. So this is definitely one of the tips that I use. I find it makes this contract a lot easier to manage inside of here. And when it gets a little bit crazy and you feel like you're going to get overwhelmed on one side while you're doing this, you can just jump out over the middle, cross through, and get over to the other side and kind of rinse and repeat, bouncing back between each side. You'll see me do that here as it gets absolutely insane. And the Disciples here just like right up in my face. We got Manglers left, right, and center. It was time to move. So we repositioned over to the other side and just kind of continue on with the same, the same strategy. You just want to make sure you're firing on each side and controlling and dishing out the damage as much as you possibly can to everything that's kind of coming at you while you're doing this P&D contract. And the crossbow, obviously with dead wire detonators, would have made this a little bit even easier, as the explosive damage would have reached a little bit further and done a lot more damage. So obviously if you run dead wire detonators, with this MW2 crossbow, I feel like you're going to have an even easier go of the Season 1 Elder as a solo player. Made it off. We got mags of holding out of that and an Elder sigil to replace the one that I used. So overall, I was feeling super happy. I mean, definitely confident I managed to complete the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether as a solo player. Was it flawless? No. Was it pretty? No. But I got it done, and I felt good about that, and that was an achievement for me as a player. And I think we all know that, when you set out something to achieve inside of a game and you're able to knock that out, that is truly an awesome feeling. Tons of fun. I certainly hope this video helped you all out. Go in there and give it a shot to complete the Season 1 Elder Dark Aether as a solo player. I had a ton of fun recording this, aside from all the nervousness and, slight panic during the Season 1 Elder. Definitely tons of fun. Thank you all so very much for tuning in. We will show you the build and the camo that I used on the crossbow at the end of the video. And at this point, I wanted to make sure that you all don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment on the videos, as that is your best chance to get in for the next Black Ops 6 Vault Edition giveaway that happens when the channel reaches 7,000 subscribers. And I could not be more happy to be able to give back as a thank you to you all for the support. So thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.